Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World. Tonight I'm going to show you how to make an exploding box, which is what this is here. So I'll show you what it's like inside. It all flops down and you can decorate it inside whichever way you want. And inside this one I have made, I've stuck it on because I wanted to stay there. I have made a wee mini box so that you can put money or a wee gift, earrings or necklace or something nice inside, and you just open the bow and the lid comes off. It means it's not swinging about. So I'm going to show you how to make this. Normally you make this out of a 12 by 12 sheet, but tonight I've used A4 card to make it, which is great if you haven't got the 12 by 12 card to do it in. So let's get started. For that one I used Delightful Daisy papers. This time I'm going with my Share What You Love. So start off by, you need to cut 2 strips of your A4 card in 3.5 inches wide by 10.5 inches long. You get your scoreboard out, and we're going to score these at 3.5 inches each side. Just turn and score it. And do the same for this one. And that gives you your base, which we'll show you in a wee minute. Now you need a lid for your box, so we'll do it in the same nice orange card. And you need to cut this one 5 5/8 by 5 5/8, and you just score it at 1 inch all the way around. I am leaning really hard and I shouldn't. You don't want to put a hole in your card. So that's it. So we'll put this away for a minute. Now we'll work on the centerpiece first. So if you get these strips that you've marked and just give them a wee crease. Same for this one. Now we're going to join this to this, and that forms your base of your box. This card is from the Share What You Love series, so if you've traded yourself, you will probably have some of this in your bundle, depending on which one you chose. And if you haven't traded yourself, you still have time. You can buy this right up to the end of May, which is lovely. And there's 3 different bundles that you can get, and I'll have a link for them in my blog below here. So just line that up and make sure it's sticking in the right place. If you fold your edges up, you'll know. You want it all nice and square. That is a great way. Normally you'd have your 12-inch paper and you'd have to measure the corners and take them out, and it's so much measuring. This is just so much easier. I came across this by pure accident last year when I was making a few of these boxes for newborn babies, and it's a lifesaver. So we may as well decorate this when we have it sitting out. So turn your back side up. I'm using this gorgeous matching DSP, which comes in your bundle as well, and it's like actually paralysed. I don't know if you can catch it. You might be able to catch it a wee bit. It's really lovely. So one side's the leaves and this side is the gorgeous flowers. So I've cut 4 pieces here. They're 3 2/8 by 3 2/8. I've cut 6 of them actually, but we'll add these ones. Get them all sorted. Just glue on and place it. You've turned your base upside down, so this is the outside, and just center those all the way around. I'm just using the Tombow glue here, which is also available in my online shop. The link will be below. goes very well, doesn't it? It's great. That's the whole point of Stampin' Up, is when you buy a bundle, you know you're going to get your ink pads, your papers, your stamps, or well, not your stamps, but your coloured in pens. They're all going to match. Even the embellishments that you'll get will all match your series that you've got, which saves all the thinking. I have spent years crafting, and I have bought stuff in Pound World and all them shops that gives you the deals. Oh, they're lovely. You get it home and you've not a thing to go with it. So you're just sitting with all the stash in your room. You haven't a clue where to go with it. So don't waste your money. Unless you're super brilliant and can match things up. I wasn't. It was a waste of money. So now that's all the outsides of your box matched up. And I've made another one I want to put on the inside here for your base. Now, to also decorate that, I've cut out 4, I hope I've 4, yes, in the Whisper White, and I cut these before and I should have cut them out in the vanilla, but it's done now. If you're doing it and you've got this lovely DSP, go with the vanilla. Now, I didn't want them all being plain, so I'm going to stamp on 2 just like I did in the other section. So the stamps I've chosen are the same as the other one. I went with the beautiful bouquet stamp set, and I've chosen 2 stamps. I'm going to do them in Grapefruit Grove. This is the new ink pads, and they're much easier to open. They just open like a compact and you just slide along. Now, this stamp says, wishing you a day of love and happy memories. So line that up in the centre of your wee block of card. Went a bit mad with the ink, but it worked out okay. And then I'm using another stamp from the same set, and this one says, let's see, followed by many days and years of the same. Isn't that really nice? Perfect for any occasion. It could be a wedding or a birthday, or just they're celebrating something nice. So you want, that's going to go there, so you'll have the other one on the opposite. In fact, I'll put that to your left or right, you'll read. These are the thinlits. You can get those in my online shop as well. They're so useful. Now, clean that off just before I put it away. Just use a little baby wipe there to clean those off, so it's handy to keep that. I'll fix those all back later. Now, we'll glue these on and oh, better close my, pardon me. So just slide that back. Mine's still a bit stiff because I haven't used it so much, but aren't they really nice? Compared to the older ones, they're so much easier to open. They're flatter, they're more compact, they're easier, they should sit nicely. If you have a stacking rack for your stamps and your ink pads, this should go into it perfectly. So just add a bit of glue to this. And keep all your sentiments going towards the centre of the card. It makes it easier to read because the person then can just turn the box around to get at the reading of the sentiment. Let's see on this side. Line it up best you can. Now these ones I'm just going to glue because I'm just decorating those with a flower. The longest part of making this kind of card is the cutting out of all your shapes and decorations. The basic card itself is perfectly easy. Plus, it's also one of those cards that you'll want a hand give. You don't want to put this in the post unless you've got a really good sturdy box to post it in. And it is really nice to present this to anybody, you know. You'll see their reaction right away rather than the postman seeing it. So that's all those done. Now I have used the actual DSP as my embellishment. This one's going to be a center one. Right, okay. For this side, instead of just having one wee flower, which is a bit too small, you wouldn't really see it, I have bundled a couple up, and because you're not going to see the whole joint, sorry, I was out of camera there, use one that's perfectly cut for the center, and then you get your other ones. I'll show you now. I've put a wee 3D square on the back of the main one. Remove your backing and pick the ones that you've chosen and hold your flower like this and just line them up and work your way around so that you're actually building another flower, but you're only actually using bits. You know, that's where your half-wee bits of paper that was left over when you were cutting out the main flowers, you'll be able to get some use out of it, which is great, rather than throwing all your scraps in the bin. So you turn that over and you'll see it's well covered at the back. I'm awful far out, aren't I? I really need to... No, that's worse again. So just to cover that, add another square to the back, and that'll give it a good base to hold on to all those. And then all you do is peel off your backing again and set it in the center, and that decorates that just enough, just to something to catch the eye. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be full of embellishments either, you know. So that gives you your main box. So we'll get on to decorating the lid now next. So for the lid, do all your folding. Oh, I forgot to decorate this, sorry. I forgot I had these wee things here. I'm actually going to put these on. I had cut one flower out for around the bottom here, just to take the bare look of it, and the same up the top. I have done one flower, but I've also done a wee half flower. You'll see that was cut when I was making the box shape, so no point in wasting it. You can just tuck it in there and you're not going to see, you'll think you've two full flowers there. Just make sure that you're not putting the flower where the crease is going to be, otherwise the box won't close properly. And we'll do the same on this side. Whoops. We'll go to this side with this one. A full flower at the top, and then get your half flower, we dribble a glue and just tuck it in so that you're not seeing the join. And there you are. Now that only took a couple of wee flowers and it just jazzes it up a wee bit. So we'll let that dry there and we'll get on with this. So fill these. This is the piece of card that you scored earlier for the lid of your box. Then get your scissors and do the usual cutting up. A wee wedge taken out just to keep it nice and dainty. Do that on both sides of the box, or the lid, sorry. Just take that wee snip off the end too. Same around this side. Just up to your first crease. Oops. Will come off, come on. And this side. Now, anybody that does craft fairs or the likes, I guarantee you, if you bring a couple of these to your craft fair, you will be getting orders for them. Like, people do love them. I have been selling these kind of cards for years, and they are they're very popular. You know, you give one out and this person has received it. She gets in touch and says, oh, I really love that card I received from a friend. Could you do me one for so-and-so? And that's the way it goes. But, you know, do them up. Take your time. The ones you're bringing with you, have them really nicely decorated. Everything just perfect. Don't be sloppy. Take your time and make them really nice. And I guarantee you, you will sell them. Your papers and everything will just be so attractive on the box that you'll cover the cost of it in no time. So that's basically the box lid. But as you've seen on the other one, I put a nice wee decorative piece of paper around there, and I cut that using these lovely Flourish thinlits. They come with the Flourishing Phrases dies. I bought them as a bundle, and it's this one here. Really nice. So I cut 4 of those out and I threaded them into my wee, excuse me, my wee Xeron, the wee thin one, this wee one here. There, that's a great wee machine if ever you want to invest in a sticky machine. Great for making your own embellishments. So you just peel off this, rub it down with your fingers, make sure I've already done that just to make sure the glue has taken, and pull this bit off. This is the sticky bit, so be careful that it doesn't catch on to anything. And then you just peel these off and stick them on. Just go one at a time. I lined them up as best I could in the centre there. Squeeze that down. Now, you're not going to need all this, and if you use this wee machine, you just simply rub that. It takes all that excess glue, because the glue sticks to everything that you thread through, but you only want it on the white parts, obviously. So just run your finger and it all balls up and you can just throw it off. Now I've just went over the edges with this, because when I fold that over and tuck that in, you're not going to see it. So do the same on the other side. The thing is, it makes you so sticky, so just be careful you don't ruin your project when you're sticking this down. Again, just make it as central as you can and rub off your excess. But it makes such a difference, doesn't it? Just adds that wee bit of pizzazz to the box, rather than leaving the sides but just plain. And just 4 wee strips does the job. And you can cut it out of your scrap paper, white card or vanilla or whatever you're using. Just use it in your hand. It's only a couple of wee strips. It is just messy, that's all. Some people put a bit of white glue on the back of their hand and dip into it. I don't know, no matter how many times I do it, I make a flipping mess. It's all over the place. So fold these wee halves up out of your way when you're putting this one on. Now, that's right, yeah. Tuck that round your back. I can't remember what way I've done it there. So you don't need to worry, because again it's going to be hidden by the corners. So again, rub off your excess. I mean, it's not a big job, it does come off very quick. It's just make sure you get it lifted, because those wee balls of glue are really sticky. Oops, I gotta get the back of it. Sorry, it's a bit boring watching this bit, but we're nearly there. One more to go. Again, tuck these out of the way, or you'll end up all sticky like me. Line that up. Fold them round the back. Rub off your excess. I'll make sure and get rid of it. It does like to hang around, and you don't want it. You would stick to your nice fancy paper and maybe rip a bit of it off. So just take that wee bit of time, get rid of that excess. So now we're ready to tuck these in. We'll put a bit of glue on the 4 corners. Right, fold those back again. Line up your box. Just do it quickly, because I'm going to show you another wee trick just to make sure that your boxes fit, because sometimes they decide, oh, I'm going to be a bit smaller than what you want. So quickly get that together. Bring your nice box in that you've prepared and set this over the top. Now, you should be able to squeeze all those sides in and see that it fits perfectly. And if you're happy with that, get your mini clothes pegs, and that'll hold your glue in place until it really takes nicely. There's nothing worse than the box falling apart. And as I say, if you're doing craft fairs, you want this to be nice and sturdy. People are going to be handling it and having a good look at it, and you know, if it's not well stuck, it's going to come apart on you, and you know, nobody's going to bother then. So take your time and make sure all your corners are taken. I'm sticking to myself here. Right, so now we need to make our wee mini box. We'll let that dry just. So for your mini box, you're going to need, again, a piece of the nice orange card, and it needs to measure 4 1/16 by 4 1/16. You need your scoreboard out again, and we're going to score them the 6-inch piece at 1 inches the whole way around. Just 1 inch, not 1 inches, 1 inch. Still getting that sticky stuff, yuck. And then you need a lid. Oh, sorry, yes, you need a lid. So your lid is going to be, let me check my measurements for this. That was, right, that was 6 by 6. This one is 4 1/16. And again, you score it 1 inch on all sides. Oh, toot. I should have scored that by the wrong measurements. Score this at 2 inches all the way around. I was wondering there, it was really confusing me. But sure, don't worry, it gives it a nice wee design. Haha. So, hope this doesn't mix you up. I would get up and cut another piece of card, but there's no point in wasting your time. This one, score at 1 inch, obviously. Oh, really should try harder to concentrate. No matter, it will work out. It's still the same size of paper, so it's just you'll see the lines. Right, so that's that all scored. So for this one, we're going to go right up, because your box is only going to be this side in the centre. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah. So go right up past the first. Just ignore that line. In fact, you could actually mark it out with your smoother, if you can, your burnisher, your bone folder. You're still going to see it, but it's just in case it distracts you from the right column. So we'll start on this one. Cut right up into this, and just again wedge it out a tiny bit. And then the same over here, wedge a wee bit. Now, normally with the box we'd go to this corner and cut up here, but because it has so many, so much bulk in each corner, we're going to turn it and cut it up this way, and that takes away a wee bit of the bulk, as you'll see when I'm making it up. turn again and cut up this time. Just up to that. You're going up 2 inches actually, so you'll know to look at it. You won't make the same mistake as me, you'll do it right. I'll have all the measurements properly for you. Again, turn around, do your last cut. I mean, I could save face and I could go in with my scoring tool and just score lines down all of it, and it'll give it a nice wee lined effect, but I'm not going to bother this evening. So score those all, or fold those all in. Should have had that done too. But 2 boxes in one night, hey, that's a lot. So you want to put your glue on. Just fold it all, the part that's going to be folded in, they are going to be your corners. You can nearly see the shape of your box now, and you can see that we're not putting 2 folds under the one, which helps. So again, line it up. It should all fall into place pretty quickly. And just make sure your squares are nicely. And then go in with your burnishing tool and just press down on all those wee folds so the glue takes. It's a good wee sturdy box, like, and you could put like sweets and your money, you know, if you're giving money gifts. I like to give Aaron's money gifts now, they're all big and married, you don't know what they want for presents, so these work out ideal. So, and look, you've got that wee line round it. Actually didn't make much bother at all. So now we'll go to the lid. Fold your lid on the 1 inch marks. Just burnish it all nicely. This is a lighter weight card, but it's fine for the lid. And because we also cut out a wee square to go inside here, it's 1 7/8 by 1 7/8, and we'll just pop it in the centre there just to match everything. I hope you have stuck by me now. This is a longer video than what I usually do, but there is a right bit of work in these, you know. But as I say, you could charge quite a bit. You know, you could charge £10 or £12 for one of these at a craft fair quite easily, and I think people would be very happy to pay it. Everybody likes something unusual. So now start cutting again, doing your wee slots. This one you can just go right next door to it here. You don't have to turn it because the bulk isn't too bad at all. But just cut out your wee wedges as well to keep things tidy. Same on this side. Once you get a box shape into your head, you'll get to it really easy. Most boxes really are the same, they're just different measurements. And once you get the hang of it, you'll be flying. So that's that. Now we'll put the glue on the 4 corners. And tuck them in. Oops. Now again, a good thing, pop it over your box, make sure you're happy with the shape of it. So, just perfect. And when you're happy, then take that off. And again, you can use your wee clips to give it a... You make sure you clip it where you actually have glue. That would be sensible, wouldn't it? So there's 4 wee spaces there. And that should hold that for you. Now, where are we now? Get rid of all this rubbish. And we'll take these Yes, I think that's holding well enough now. And that's probably holding well too. Get rid of as much stuff as you can out here now. Now, that's my lid. So, this wee box is going to go here. Now, you can either, the way I did my last one, I tied up ribbon right underneath the bottom there. You can just about see. Crisscrossed it at the bottom and tied it at the top, which means the person's going to have to open the bow and take the lid off. If you don't want to go to that bother, and if you're showing them with craft fairs, you can actually just stick your box down to the base there, and that keeps it in one place, or you can keep it separate. I think it looks nicer if it's, when you open your box, it's not all lying like this. So it's just, you can either just put a wee drop of glue and get it into the middle where you think it's the middle anyway. And to decorate that up, just tie a wee bow and put it on there. Close it all up. Pop your lid on. Now, I haven't cut out any flowers for the top yet. Again, you could get your ribbon. Get a nice broad ribbon if you'd like. If you're going with a white, you could easily tie it all around. And again, they'd have to open the ribbon, you know, to open it. So it depends on you if that's the way you want to go. If you're at a craft fair, I think your best bet really is just to keep it open and tie a bow on the top. So, you know, there's plenty of options there. You could just leave it actually and cut a big punch, a big flower, a big daisy punch would be lovely from Daisy Delight. You could punch a big daisy in the peach colours and do peach and white, or peach and cream, and layer it all up and put it in the middle. And with this particular bundle that I got, this lovely wee box of embellishments comes with this, and you get lots of pearls, but you also get these gorgeous wee, you can see inside there, a wee rose. Try and bring you in closer. There's a wee rose embellishment there. It's so cute, and that would be lovely sitting in the centre of your flower. You also get these lovely threads and baker's twine, and you get lovely laser cut labels. So I'm still rolling this glue off my hands here. You also get these lovely wee pearlised doilies, which also would be nice sitting there with a flower on top of that. So you have plenty of options if you have this kit. So that's it. Basically, just get on, decorate it whatever way suits you best, but just have fun. And if you're selling these at craft fairs, don't sell yourself short. Put a good price on them, because there is a lot of work on it. There's a lot of materials go into it, but I think they're just really worth it. So that's me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you stuck by me. And I'd love you to give me a thumbs up or even subscribe, and I'll be back again in a few days with another tutorial. All the information you need, measurements and links to my shop, will be on my blog, and the link will be down below. Cheers, see you later.